I own 6 cameras plus my drone, and I haven't sold any of them. So what I'm going to do is take you through every single one that I own, tell you why I own it, tell you why I like it and why I haven't sold it. My first camera was the iPhone 4S, and it really didn't have a lot of memory, so I took a load of pictures. But this is a 6S, it's 4 years old, and I think phone cameras are brilliant. If you just whip them out, shoot some stuff, they are fantastic. But we were going on holiday abroad and I wanted something waterproof, so I needed something else. So I bought the GoPro Hero 5 Session, and as you can see, had a really wide angle lens so you can see me, and behind me, perfect for vlogging, perfect for underwater. So I took this with me on my holidays and it was fantastic. And I realized because it's on the stick, it's very discreet. I started using this a lot for vlogging, but it had one problem. In fact, it had 2 problems. So I bought the Nikon Coolpix A900. It didn't have a microphone jack for an external mic, but it did have a party trick, the zoom. I did have a couple of issues with this camera because you can alter the frame rates and image stabilization, but it's a bit limiting everywhere else. However, the picture that you get is stable, and I think the image stabilization is pretty good. But I'm going to show you this zoom. This is just the optical zoom. This isn't the digital zoom, so if you switch it on, you could go even further. But check this out. Pretty cool, eh? So I was really happy with this camera, and I actually used it for a year to film my son's football team's season for the whole year and produced a video, and it was really good. I was really impressed with that. But I wasn't quite happy in terms of producing the content that I needed for YouTube, so I felt I needed to buy something else. Bring on the Canon M50, a YouTuber's delight. Now I had full control over the manual settings of my camera. I could put an ND filter on my lens, I could put a microphone on the camera with a dead cat, so you got much higher quality sound. The opportunity to change the lens if I wanted to, I was in another zone. This was great, and this lasted me almost a year. Then I made an impulse buy and I bought the GoPro Hero 8. And I bought this in the Black Friday sale, but the reason that I felt I needed it is because it gives you super stabilized image with a wide lens. So I could do my vlogs if I wanted to, and it'd be super stable like it was on a gimbal, but also hyperlapses. I could create super smooth hyperlapses, which no other camera can do. So I felt like I needed to buy this one. Although in reality, I didn't really need to buy it, but it's nice to have, and it is very good. Then I bought the Canon EOS R, a lot higher spec than the M50. It gives me the same level of control in terms of manual settings, but I can produce a lot higher quality videos. It allows me to shoot in C-Log, which gives you a much better dynamic range. I know for many that won't mean much, but it means that I can color grade my footage, which I'm quite into because I'm a bit of a geek, and it just gives me a load of control and flexibility. We're moving to mirrorless cameras, and I think it's going to grow and grow, so I'm trying to get in ahead because all of the lenses that I plan to buy are going to be the RF lenses. I mean, I know Canon has a ton of EF lenses, but I think going forwards the RF space is where you want to be, which is why I bought this. Apologies for the EOS audio, I didn't have time to go back and do that, but let's wrap this up and look at my cameras and summarize what I've gone through. I'm going to go through these again in just a little bit detail and wrap this video up. All of these cameras have their benefits and their cons, but if I was to order them, I would probably put the Nikon last. We need something for the Canon EOS R because I'm filming this on it, so we use a pen. This is the Canon EOS R. I think I'd put that at the top. Oh, this is hard. I love the GoPro, just what it can do, but it's a nice to have rather than something that I'd use all of the time. So I think that needs to go somewhere in the middle. This is old and this has been superseded by this, so this needs to go at the end, but would I rather have that or that? Probably I don't really need this anymore, and I quite like my phone as well. I think that's it. So I'd have my Hero 5, the Nikon, the phone, the Hero 8, the Canon M50 and the EOS R being represented as a pen. The zoom on the Nikon is really good, but everything else, it does fall down a little bit, and that's why it's down there. It's such a shame. I think Had I had a bit more time, I'd have probably bought the Canon GX7, as many people do. As it stands, the phone is quite basic, but the add-ons for a phone are great. You can add gimbals to them, lenses. There are fantastic apps out there like Filmic Pro. You can just add so much to camera phones, and people have shot whole films using phones. The GoPro Hero 8 is really special. The hyperlapses, the smooth footage, and you can buy add-ons and cages and stuff, so it wouldn't be waterproof, but you would be able to add a microphone and a case and improve it considerably. But as it stands, it is really good, and it gets me shots that I can't get with anything else. So that has to firmly stay in the middle. I love the Canon M50, but it does have a cropped sensor and it doesn't have that full frame sensor. And when you're using any of the bigger lenses, so if I was to buy EF lenses, then of course you're going to have that crop factor. It's going to be zoomed in a little bit. So the lenses that you buy for it are not going to be quite there, which has held me back and stopped me from buying more lenses, you know, specifically for the M50. And that's why I got the Canon EOS R, so I could buy those RF lenses. The EOS R, the pen, I do really like it, and I know there's a couple of people that are waiting for me to do a review on the EOS R, and I'm going to do that when I get round to it. It is a fantastic camera. It does have its disappointments, I think is the way to put it, but overall it's a really good camera, and it's weatherproof as well. You might have noticed I put that box up in the top left hand corner to show the pros and cons. Wasn't overly scientific, but it just gave you a rough idea of where my brain was thinking and what I thought of all these things. But what if I was told I could have just one of these? Like today, Chris, you can have one camera. Which one would you walk away with? I think I know, and I think it's a fairly easy answer. Surprised? I might need to tell you why in another video.